You know the deal, Thursday night game preview show. It's just me. Ron was supposed to be here. Flight got delayed. He's stuck in an airport somewhere like a big dumbass. So you're stuck with me tonight as the airport has screwed all of us over. So we're going to talk about the game. How can we beat the Bears? Is Joe Flacco going to play? Or are we going to be subject to watching Jake Browning play football again, which I'm going to be completely honest with you sounds awful. And then we'll talk to the chat. Coming up next on this Week 9 game preview, Cincy Unfiltered. Play the video for her.
Yo, boys are ready to go. You already know. Grab a garage beer, let's flow. No filter needed, beer's getting deleted. It's the Cincy Unfiltered show, let's go. Boys are ready to go. Boys are ready to go. You already know. Grab a garage beer, let's flow. No filter needed, beer's getting deleted. It's the Cincy Unfiltered show, let's go. Boys are ready to go.
Oh, hey, didn't see you there. Just my big dumbass in a microphone tonight. Ferber says I've lobotomized myself to a race last week. The Bengals are going to win by 21. And that's what we're here to talk about tonight. So after just an epic, gross, disgusting collapse against the New York Jets, which included a 23-point fourth quarter, gross. We got to move on. We got to take on the Chicago Bears and Ben Johnson. Caleb Williams, fresh out of a nail salon somewhere. And we got to right the ship. Now, Pittsburgh lost Sunday night. Would have been a great opportunity to pick up a game if you just handle the shitty Jets, but they did lose. Pittsburgh also plays the Colts this week. Colts, very, very good at football. Danny Dimes doing his thing out there. So the Bengals aren't out of it. After you settle down and the hurt from such a terrible and embarrassing loss goes away, you're able to find that optimism. You're able to dig deep and say, you know what? I can believe in this football team again. And I can believe in Joe Flacco again because it sounds like Joe Flacco has a really good chance to play. Wife says I look very crisp and white. Please do not make sexual advances to me in a public comment section. I will report that as harassment. I mean, thank you is what I meant to say. So that's kind of where this whole thing starts, right? Flacco comes back to practice today in a limited capacity per the injury report. They asked Jamar Chase after practice when he talked to the media in his typical media session on Thursday. They said, how did Joe Flacco look in practice today? And he said he looked normal. He said, I didn't even know he was injured with the way he was throwing the ball and how he was practicing. But that's in the practice bubble. That's where he's not going to get hit. That's where he's not going to take contact. That's where he's not going to have to pull it down and go on a little Flacco scamper that we've seen the last few weeks. So obviously him getting back on the practice field today is good. Him looking good in practice is good, but it's different than a game situation where he's going to be hit. As somebody who has had an AC joint injury, I don't know if you guys remember this. I told this story on this show probably like 2 years ago, right after we first started it. I was an adult. I was playing in a flag football game. Thought I still had it, did not have it. They put me at corner. That was probably the first mistake. A younger guy in front of me, much more athletic than me, much better shape than me, took off on a go route. Bam, I try to go with him. I turn, I start running, I fall, slam on the fucking shoulder, instantly feel the pop. Still got a bump there for the rest of my life. Drove myself to the hospital, slumped over, smoking a cigarette because I was too cheap to pay for an ambulance ride. It's very painful. Now, I was good in a few days, but I'm also not a professional football player. I probably couldn't have gone out and played a football game the next day or 3 days later or a week later. So that is something to keep an eye on with Joe Flacco, but all signs point to him at least trying to give it a go. Zach Taylor said earlier in the week that Flacco wanted to play. He was 50-50 on if he would play. He had to see how he was during the week, but the sound of practice sounds like he looked pretty good. So that should give us some sort of hope for Sunday. And in the quarterback comparison, we will have Joe Flacco, hopefully, against the Bears on Sunday. He has thrown for 1,599 yards, 9 touchdowns, 6 interceptions this year. Now, I would like to point out, none of those interceptions came in his time with the Bengals. That was all when he was in Cleveland and just maybe the worst offense of all time. Only place to see the offense get worse than what we saw to begin the year. So those 6 picks all came in Detroit. 2 of them actually came in week 1 against the Bengals. So got that going for us. Going up against Caleb Williams, the second-year guy who is Getting better. You guys want this back in the frame? I saw John make a comment about the beer. We'll put it back in the frame for you guys. Caleb Williams, he's finding more success with Ben Johnson. 1,636 yards and 9 touchdowns, only 4 picks. Reports haven't been confirmed on where or when he's getting his nails done before the game, but that is something to keep an eye on. So we've got young guy versus vet, hopefully versus vet. I didn't have it in me to put Jake Browning even on a graphic. I just can't entertain the fact that Jake Browning might play quarterback for the Bengals again, or I get really, really sad. So I saw the injury report. I saw the reports out of practice. I decided Joe Flacco's playing on Sunday. Joe Flacco goes on the graphic. I don't have it in my soul to fucking think about the fact that Jake Browning could go under center. When he was warming up against the Jets last week, when we were getting ready to get the ball back to try to win the game, I wanted to vomit. I saw him warming up on the sideline, and I instantly started getting this queasy feeling in my stomach, and it was fucking gross. So I'm choosing to believe that it's Browning. Browning equals KMS. Yeah, I don't know if I should put that comment up there, but pretty much. That's pretty much what you think when you think about Jake Browning playing football. Like I don't want to watch this. It makes me scared to attend a game if I think that Jake Browning is going to play. It's just kind of gross. So do we have the quarterback advantage this week? I don't know, to be completely honest with you. The way Flacco has played for the Bengals, I would say yes. I still think Caleb Williams fucking stinks. Now, will we pressure him and get him off his spot and trick him into throwing bad picks and throwing the ball away? I don't know, because I see nothing that makes me think anybody's going to get near the quarterback the rest of the fucking season, because Trey Hendrickson looks like he's not going to play. We'll get into the injury report on that a little bit. So the way to beat Caleb Williams is the way to beat pretty much any other quarterback. Put pressure in his face, get him off his spot, make him throw fucking balls. Can we do that? I've seen nobody that does it. I've seen Shamar Stewart run the wrong way, which is super encouraging for a first-round pick. I think he has 1 tackle this season. Jamar Chase has more tackles than Shamar Stewart. That's not going to help you out. Fravor says Shamar's been saving his sack and a half for the season for Caleb. Is that what it is? He's holding it back, waiting for Caleb Williams to come into town. It'd be a great time for him to get those things off, because I put out a tweet last week, Shamar Stewart's getting his first sack this week, and I look like a big dumb dipshit because he didn't even come close to sacking Justin Fields on Sunday. Yikes. How these two offenses step up. Zach Taylor's offense, 284.9 yards per game. 202 of those come through the air. Most efficient running team in the month of October. Worth pointing out, we've been talking about the run game on this show all year. We're up to an 82.9 yards rushing per game average. Not terrible. You still wanted to see it over 100. They put up over 100 against the Jets and still couldn't get a win. But the most efficient running team in the month of October, I believe, is the stat that I saw. So that is a good sign going forward. These are things that need to carry over into this offense whenever Joe Burrow is back under center. They score 21.8 points per game. Ben Johnson, his first year there in Chicago, putting up 350.1 yards per game, 225.6 of those through the air, 124.6 on the ground, and 24 points per game. Now, it's worth noting they're pretty banged up in their receiver room. Luther Burden III was again out with a concussion. DeAndre Swift was out the last 2 days in practice with a groin injury. Rome Odunze was out yesterday, but back to limited today with a heel injury. Their offense is banged up, and you don't want to see guys get hurt. You don't root for injury ever, but the way this game's going to play out, they may be down several of their playmakers, and you want the defense to capitalize on that. This could be the get right game. I'm sorry. I think Caleb Williams fucking stinks, and I think that they can make Caleb Williams look terrible if it was a competent defense. Are we going to get a competent defense, or are we going to get the Jets' weak defense? I don't know, because we've had a bad defense all year. Rolling into that, the comparison of the two defense, Al Golden's unit gives up 407.9 yards per game. Fucking yikes. 256 of those come through the air, 151.9 of those on the ground, and they're giving up a whopping 31.6 points per game. Holy shitballs. That's not good. And then the Bears defense, they give up 350, so not great, but better than what we're doing. 207 of those are through the air, 143.3 of those on the ground, and they give up 26.4 points per game. Now, You think if DeAndre Swift's out, Roshan Johnson also having some injury issues this week, so it's kind of an up in the air thing. You think this is a get right game, but then you think the Jets should have been a get right game, so you don't really know. Looking at the chat, there's a question from Josh. Do you feel the O-line has improved or the schemes and play calling for Flacco versus Burrow? I think that the fact that they go up under center so much more helps tremendously. The Bengals don't have athletic, get out there in space and pass block 45 times a game offensive linemen. They have big, strong dudes that can get a push if you're up under center. But I don't think that they have the Oregon spread offensive lineman. And I think that Burrow has to get his ass under center when he gets back. They say he doesn't like it. He's not comfortable there. Well, it's time to fucking do it. Is my dial-up crashing out? Am I having connection issues? I don't see any connection issues on the screen, but hey, you never know. So I think the offensive line's playing better. It's because, A, they've had a chance to gel a little bit. We see this with Bengals offensive lines many, many times. They start out shitty, and then they kind of put it together around, mid to late October. So I think that things are going to pick up there naturally, but I do think going under center and the commitment to the run game that we're seeing is making a huge difference in that. And I think that boils down to Zach Taylor letting Joe Burrow do what he wants, maybe a little bit too much. And I think that he needs to rein him in and say, hey, I know you're not comfortable under center. I know you don't love it, but you're a top 2 quarterback in the NFL and you're not due. I think you're good enough to figure it out, and let's practice it and let's rep it and let's do what's best for the team and maybe not get you hit quite get hit. I can't talk. Maybe not get you hit quite so much, because Flacco, he took 1 sack last week, I think 1 solo sack, and that's when the injury happened, of course, because he's 45 years old. But he was upright. He's been upright his whole time in Cincinnati, and I think that a lot of that has to do with the scheme changing up a little bit. I wonder who was watching the show Tuesday. I don't know. I don't know who she's talking about there. You see the dude on Twitter that rented a side. Did that happen? That's Vontez Burfict's burner is the Twitter account. I saw that. Used to fucking hate that guy. We have become cool again on the internet. Hated him for a long time, actually. I think but I did see that he was raising money for it. I saw there was a GoFundMe link. I don't know. I didn't see the progress of it, but if he did that, that's fucking awesome. I like that a lot. I like people taking it into their own hands. Let's figure out a way to use our voice and get it to where people can see it, because they see it on Twitter. But a billboard is, hey, why not? I did see that. He wanted it right next to the practice field, but there's a sign rolling into Cincy. I think that was the one that was available. I did see the update. I didn't know that he got it, though. It's an 8-second ad. I do know that, but I did not know that he got it. I thought that he was trying to maybe raise the funds for it, but I respect the fuck out of that. I respect the hell out of that. Guy said, hey, I'm going to fucking figure out how I can get this message across the best way I can, and a billboard's the way to do it. I like that a whole fucking lot. I like that a whole fucking lot. Moving on to the injury report, as we talked about a little bit ago. This is as of today. These are today's practice statuses. Joe Flacco was limited. Trey Hendrickson did not participate with his hip injury. Logan Wilson with a calf injury did not participate the last 2 days. Dalton Risner still dealing with that illness that popped up on the injury report Sunday morning before the Jets game. So guys got something going on. He's real sick. Logan Wilson, calf injury. He and his wife released their weekly show today where they went kind of more in detail about the trade request. His wife was very emotional about it. They talked about some of it. This 2 days of no practice. Are they thinking about trading him before the deadline next week on Tuesday? So maybe we've seen the last of Logan Wilson in a Bengals uniform. It doesn't sound like he's going to play on Sunday, especially if they're thinking about trading him. They would probably shelf him. So that's sad to think about. We may have seen the last of 55 in stripes, and that would suck a lot. I'm not thrilled with the performance of Barrett Carter. I saw Logan Wilson when he was in the game on Sunday showing the rookies where to line up and where to stand and doing things that a veteran does, and it makes it think, why the fuck would you bench him for people that don't know where to line up? But that's neither here nor there. I guess I could bitch about that all night. But the fact that he has not practiced the last 2 days, has requested a trade, may be a trade candidate. Sunday might have been the last time that we saw him. My wife did wear the Logan Wilson jersey to the game Sunday. So if it turns out that that's the way that things go, she was able to honor him correctly. Excuse me. He does actually have a calf injury, I believe. You get in trouble for faking the injury reports these days, so I don't think they would fuck around with that. But that could just be like, hey, my calf's tight. And so the way the injury report works, if people don't know, Dylan Fairchild was on the injury report today as a full participant, but it said knee. Really, ever since the Burrow wrist injury, when everybody was like, did the Bengals know something about Burrow's wrist and not put him on the injury report? And you've seen the issue with Lamar Jackson in the injury report. Now, they're very stringent on that. So if you get any sort of treatment at all on any part of your body, you go on the injury report. Dylan Fairchild got treatment or something on his knee. A trainer looked at his knee. So he had to show up on the injury report, even though he practiced in full. So if he's saying, hey, calf feels a little bit tight, and the trainers look at it and he says he can't go, it goes on the injury report. Is he faking it? Maybe. Is he trying to, keep himself healthy and hope that there's a trade by Tuesday? That's absolutely. I don't know if I'd call it a petty effort. It might just be him making a business decision. That could be the case. So, hopefully it's not the last we've seen of him in a Bengals uniform, but hey, shit happens. For the Bears, DeAndre Swift was limited today. I think I said he was out earlier. I'm a big dumb dipshit. He was out on Wednesday, limited today. Luther Burden was out with a concussion. Roshan Johnson out with a knee. Dominic Robinson, the defensive end, out with a knee. And then Rome Odunze, I guess their best receiver, probably Caleb's favorite target, was out yesterday with a heel injury, but limited today. So he was back in the practice rotation a little bit, so he may get a chance to go. So Caleb may get one of his weapons back. Back to the chat. Mike Pennell was released, and then 2 hours later, he was signed back to the Chiefs, tampering much. So Mike Pennell requested and was granted his release from Cincinnati, and then, yes, went right back to Kansas City. That was after Chris Jones, I think, said in an interview somewhere that they needed him back. I think Chris Jones might have done the tampering. He might have texted him like, hey, bro, need you back here. And he's like, hey, get me the fuck out of here. Let me go back to Kansas City. Lots of stuff about, the Bengals cut Mike Pennell and let him go to a rival. And let's just be real. The Chiefs aren't a fucking rival anymore. The Chiefs are a rival when we're making the fucking playoffs. And we got to go to Arrowhead for a chance to go to the Super Bowl and all of this stuff. Right now, the Chiefs aren't rivals because we can't even get in the fucking playoffs. I'm not worried about outside of the division rivals and shit like that, because we can't even get in the fucking postseason the last few years. So let's not focus on the Chiefs as much. Let's just focus on beating the fucking Bears and maybe sneaking into the playoffs. And if we run into old Mahomes again, we'll deal with it then. Not saying that's what you were doing, John. That was just something about something I saw on Twitter that I had to bitch about. Are the Chiefs going to make the playoffs? They absolutely are. The Chiefs are back. The Chiefs are back to being who they are. They're gonna be back. Darth Bingo says facts. Glad to see you. Can't wait to see what kind of things you've printed out for this week's tailgate. I need a new beer topper. My kid broke it. I will make a donation to Project Game Day, give you money, whatever it takes, but I need a new beer topper because my kid got a hold of it and she fucking broke it. Speaking of beer, I went out to the gas station last night. Need to grab some nicotine pouches. And I saw the first one out in the wild. Look at that. The Bengals Cincy Hat Garage Beer case. I guess not case, 12-pack. Right at the old gas station down by the house. That's a pretty cool package. Got the tiger stripes going through it. You can see the beers on the inside. Cincy logo on there. Bengals logo on there. Pretty cool to see that. So I had to grab it because I said as soon as I see one, I have to buy one. So that's pretty cool. Not sure if Garage Beer likes me anymore, but I still like their beer, so that's cool. I didn't get any Funyuns. You spelled Funyuns wrong, too. Get back in the books, John, you mediocre son of a bitch. So when I think about this game, I think about the fact that the Bears can run the football very well, and the Bengals can't stop the run. So I'm afraid of, if DeAndre Swift is able to go, them just running the ball down our throats just like the Jets did. Jets had, 200 some rushing yards, I think. You can't have that against the Bears. You can't have that at home. You can't have that when your season is essentially on the line. And I mean, you got a long way to claw. You got to beat the Bears, rest up during your bye, and then come out and beat Pittsburgh, and then hope Pittsburgh loses to the Colts. I think they will. I think that the Colts will beat the Steelers. The Colts are very, very fucking good. The Steelers, frauds. So I think that there's a chance that we see that happen, which is awesome. But you've got to beat the Bears, and I think that the way that they run the ball terrifies me. I think that they could run the ball for another 225 on us or whatever the Jets did if this defense doesn't get any better. Now, this defense was, I guess, in practice working on basic tackling with the tackling wheels and taking it to the ground, and that's great. That's the kind of stuff that you do in Pee Wee football on the week before they're allowed to hit each other, and I think the Bengals defense needs to get back down to that sort of basic tackling fundamentals and stop trying to punch the ball out every time they make a tackle. Just get the guy to the fucking ground, near shoulder, near foot, hit him at the hip, roll him to the ground, get up, do it again the next play. Stop with all this, I'm going to knock the ball out and make the big play shit on 1st and 10 when they're running fucking, little dives or draws and shit. Just fuck it, dude. Just tackle the fucking guy. We'll worry about stripping the ball when we can consistently take people to the fucking ground. Now I'm in trouble for not getting her any Funyuns. I don't like getting you Funyuns because then I give you a kiss and your breath fucking stinks, dude. Funyun breath is gross. All right, I don't like it. I don't want to do it. I'm relying on the chat pretty heavily tonight as a solo show. It's a little bit awkward when it's just me. It's nice to have somebody else to talk to and bounce ideas off of and get feedback from verbally. Maybe I should have asked somebody from the chat to join tonight. Maybe that's what I should have done. But plans change very quickly. He's like, hey, I should be good. He texted me, my flight's delayed. I'm fucked. I know all about flight delays. It cost me a chance at $50,000 at the beer bowl that I definitely would have won in New Jersey. Fuck you, Delta Airlines. I think it was Delta. I don't remember. But fuck somebody for that. Yeah, we have. We've given up 300 yards on this season trying for the punch out. It really feels that way. It really feels like we would have 300 less yards after catch or rushing yards if we just went for a standard, normal fucking tackle. Hear me out. If the Bengals do make the playoffs, Drew should have to take me and Aubrey to Universal Orlando. Sure. I'll make that bet because, let's be real, I'm going to end up fucking doing it anyway because you just have a way of getting what you want. So it's going to fucking happen anyway. So sure, let's make the bet. Whatever the case of that is. Let's see what time we got. It is 7:52. Thursday Night Football starts at what, 8:15-ish? Something like that. Root for the Dolphins hard tonight because fuck the Ravens. We want to see them lose. I don't give a fuck. Let's see them get their sixth loss of the year and just shove them down. Get them out of the fucking way. All right. Let's worry about, competing with Pittsburgh and how can we get Pittsburgh to lose and maybe do it? Because we do have a 2-0 division record. After all of this bullshit, after as bad of a loss as I've seen in the Zach Taylor era, we're still 2-0 in the division, a game behind Pittsburgh with a shot. So open it up to the chat. I don't know why I said the cat. I said it like a fucking idiot too. Fins up. Yeah, dude. We're putting our fins up big time, Darth. Big fins guy tonight. Let's go, Tua. I know that I've called you a fucking bum since you were going to get drafted in 2020. I know I said you were a fucking loser. I know I said I never trust a left-handed quarterback from Alabama, but I don't mean any of that tonight. I mean, you're the fucking man. Throw that sumbitch to Jalen Waddle. Is Darren Waller playing? He quit rapping to come play for you. Feed the guy. Let's beat the fucking Ravens. Fuck the Ravens. Let's bring Lamar back after he fucking quit on his team and said he had a hamstring injury. Let's beat him. Let's make him quit again. Fuck him. I love it. I'm going to hate watch tonight. It's going to be an elite hate watching experience in the Garrison household tonight. I've never been more of a Dolphins fan in my life. I've never believed in Tua more in my life than I will tonight because fuck the Ravens and their fans. Drew bet against the win. You saying I should bet against the Bengals to reverse the luck? Is that what you're kind of saying? I mean, I'm willing to do it. I'm willing to lose money if it helps the Bengals win. I'm very, very willing to do that. Let's do a few minutes of chat Q&A here before we close out this condensed preview show. What do you want to talk to me about in the chat? Ask me anything. It can be about football. It can be about life. It can be about beard care. It could be about whatever. She said, oh, I didn't bet against the win. I bet she texted me while I was tailgating before the Thursday night game. possibly a little boozed up. Possibly a little boozed up. And said, if the Bengals win, I get to build a kitchen island. And I replied, yes. I said, yes. So it happens. Things happen. The garage beers start going down a little bit smoother some days than others. And that's what happened. Now, if you would like to meet me at the game Sunday and drink some ice cold garage beers, all you got to do is get on the TickPick app. Download the app. Use code Cincy14. Save some money. Now, full transparency, the order does have to be $99 or more. They're not going to give you $15 off a $40 order. But the good news is, for some reason, this game, the ticket prices are still sitting at $100. The cheapest ticket to the Bengals-Bears game is $100. So use code Cincy14 on that order. You get $15 knocked off of it. You can use that one time per season, whether you're a new user or not. So if you want to come down to the game, get on the TickPick app. If you want to get season tickets, now might be the time, because I heard everybody's fucking canceling them. So you also have that working in your favor. But anyway, back to any Q&As in the chat. Anybody got anything they want to talk about? Should have had me on as your co-host tonight. If we would have done that, the kid would be upstairs fucking just going ape shit. If you are interested in starting a show with me, we can do it on nights we have a babysitter, and we can just air out all of our personal business live and just fucking argue for the people to watch. Call it marriage counseling. We'll just send the kid to mom's house, cut on the microphones, and fucking hash it out. Actually, I got another mic just like this. We could put it up. It wouldn't be hard to do. We could actually do that relatively easily. It might be entertaining. People might like it, but you would probably cry, because you cry a lot. Not much popping off in the chat. It's tough on a Thursday night when you have a members only show and not all the members can make it. It is what it is. We do that so the members feel like they're getting something for their money, something for their hard-earned $5 a month that they send us, a chance to keep out the free chat comments and give you guys priority. But if nobody has anything, nobody has anything, and that's just kind of the way it goes. But score prediction is something that we normally do here. I didn't make a graphic for the score prediction. This is all presuming Flacco plays. This is presuming Flacco plays. I have ideas. That terrifies me, but I'm down to hear them. Brown or Pirine as RB1. I still stick with Chase Brown, but I do think I almost feel like it should be QB, or I'm sorry. I almost feel like it should be RB1 and RB1A. We've seen good running out of Samaje Pirine this year. Put up 94 yards and a touchdown last week. He has looked like a very, very solid running back. So I would still say your primary running back is Chase Brown. His receiving ability out of the backfield, his ability to make a guy miss and take a screen to the house, as we've seen, still has a lot of value. He still can hit a hole very hard and make a defender miss. But I wouldn't mind seeing an increased workload for Pirine after what I saw last week, because he was moving the fucking rock. I know we're a Chase Brown household, as my wife says in the chat. I know that, but it's about the name on the front, not the name on the back sometimes, and that's kind of how it has to go. Yeah, they have been a solid combo since Flacco stepped in. They really have. It's been a really good thunder and lightning type thing. Not quite Sonic and Knuckles like they have down there in Detroit, but it's been a pretty good combo. Darth Bagel says, score prediction 35-34. I just don't know who wins. I totally understand that. That makes perfect sense for how the game went last week. I mean, you lose by 1. Giving up 39 to the fucking Jets. I could see that. But if Joe Flacco plays, my score prediction is going to be 31-27 Bengals. I think the Bengals are a better football team than the Chicago Bears. Defense be damned. I don't think T. Higgins is only going to get targeted twice again in a game. Joe Flacco knows you can't let that happen. He's too smart. He's been around football too long. He's finally got good receivers for the first time in his entire NFL career. He has to know we got to get the ball to T a little bit more. This is the idea you were talking about, a fantasy members-only fantasy football league. I got into a fantasy football league that was born in our Discord, and I haven't looked at it in a month. I haven't set a lineup. I haven't done a waiver claim. I haven't done shit. I suck at fantasy football. I'm not good at remembering to set my lineups. I'm not good at remembering to check the waiver wire. I focus on gambling. I focus on sports betting. And that's why after being in 6 fantasy leagues a year for all those years, I retired a couple years ago. I got into this one because the boys in the Discord wanted to get it going, and I've just completely fucking forgot about it. I haven't gone in there, and I haven't done anything for my team, so I'm sure my record's not good. I don't even know what my fucking record is. I'm just too much going on in life. It takes too much commitment in a fantasy league to really be as good as you can be, and I just don't have that in me. I don't have that in me. Hunter wanted to say before she goes to bed, go Flacco and watch Top Gun, Drew. Yep, still never seen Top Gun. Not the new one, not the old one, none of them. Hunter, shout out to you. I hope you sleep good. Be nice to your parents. Don't do anything to get you in trouble. You got lots of Halloween candy to go get tomorrow, so be on your best behavior until you get the candy. That's a pro tip. Yeah, show me some solid fundamentals on defense. Show me gap integrity. Show me some semblance of a pass rush. Show me clean tackling. Show me gang tackling. Let's get 4 or 5 guys on the ball carrier if that's what it takes before they're 20 yards downfield. Solid fundamental defense. Outside of Sample anytime touchdown, what's the lock? I'm riding with T. Higgins anytime touchdown. Now, he only had 2 targets last week, but one of them was the touchdown. 8 straight home games with a touchdown. That is a Bengal record. I look for him to extend that on Sunday because I think that they're going to feed him. I think they're going to key in on Jamar Chase, as any smart defense would. And Flacco's going to know, I got to get the ball number 5's way a little bit more. So give me a T. Higgins anytime touchdown as a lock. Favorite Halloween candy? I just spent a shitload of money on Halloween candy today. When did Halloween candy get so fucking expensive is what I want to know. We're talking $20 for a bag of the good stuff. My wife's like, oh, just run down to the Dollar General and grab some. I'm like, we just got to this neighborhood. You think I'm going to be the fucking guy on the street that's giving out the cheap bullshit candy? No. I should have got full sizers. I should have gone full size for the new neighborhood to really flex and show my neighborhood that I'm committed to them. But I didn't. But I did get good candy. See, she said should have went to Dollar General. I'm not going to be the new house in the neighborhood. First Halloween, and I'm just giving out horseshit candy to these kids. They'll start toilet paper in our house and shit. Houses get toilet paper out here. I've seen it. Can't be the cheap guy fucking giving out off-brand fucking candy. The chocolate tastes like wax and shit. Who are we? Can't be doing that. But anyway, back to it. My favorite Halloween candy, I gotta say, when I was trick-or-treating as a kid, I loved to dump my bag out. My parents always checked it to make sure that there was no needles or drugs or anything in it that you worry about in the day. But man, I love to get those Reese cups open. Pop a couple of them in the freezer, get them frozen, chip away at it with your tooth. Big Reese guy. But I'd have to say a solid second, big Twizzler guy. You don't get a lot of red vines on Halloween. I'm a big red vine guy, but Halloween Twizzlers are pretty damn good. Yeah, Reese's anything. Cups, trees, eggs, pumpkins. I mean, Reese's just doesn't miss. Reese's Puff cereal smacks. The fucking Reese's with the Reese's Pieces in it, smack. The Reese's with the caramel in it, smack. The peanut butter and jelly Reese's, smack. Reese's just doesn't fucking miss. They don't miss at all. Wife said anything sour. I don't know if I bought anything sour for the Halloween. I bought a lot of Halloween candy hoping that there's a lot of leftovers and I just get to snack on them. I had to hide them from my kid. They're not in the snack cabinet. They're in an undisclosed location in the house. Maybe I had it from the wife too. But favorite Halloween candy, I gotta go with a good old fashioned Reese's because Reese's just doesn't miss, and it's such a wide variety of product. Nerds are a big one. The Nerds gummy clusters, game changer. The gooey licorice type candy with the Nerds stuck to it, that's a banger. Almost purchased a bag of those today actually, but did not. Yeah, I do think about myself. That was a selfish order. It's bad, dude. You hop on the Walmart app, they fucking drop it off to you in an hour. I'm like, I can get whatever the fuck I want. I also got the Christmas tree cakes, restock. I got the Christmas tree brownies. We're big into Christmas tree snacks now because I'm choosing to support my wife. And November 1st, we'll begin Christmas season in the Garrison house. I will go to the shed on Saturday morning and I'll drag the tree in and we'll get it set up in the little spot that we got picked out in the house, and I'll help her put it together. Maybe Aubrey will help us put it together, because you know what? I used to be a big tree goes up after Thanksgiving guy, day after Thanksgiving guy. But you know what makes the wife happy? Gets the Christmas vibes up in the house, makes her smile. I'm going to get a big Santa hat for Scully out in the front yard. We're going to keep Scully up. She got me a Bengals tree that I can put in the basement this year, which is pretty dope. I like that. I'm going to have to get some ornaments, though. I have to get some Bengals ornaments to put down here and hope my kid doesn't destroy it. So I'm going to forego my typical day after Thanksgiving Christmas thing, and I'm just going to let the wife have 2 months of Christmas in the house, because you know what? If it makes her happy, everybody else is a little bit happier. So I'm just going to go for it. Let her go nuts. This is the first time we also have a house with a front yard that's worthy of decorating. I know she purchased a lot of items back in the summer on the old Bid FTA site to decorate our house and make it a winter wonderland for her, and she deserves that. So I'm going to let her have that this year. But we can't just skip over Halloween, right? We can't just skip over all of the candy and deliciousness that goes away. I've got a burrow ornament sitting on the Game of Thrones. Is that Game of Thrones throne? Fucker weighs 7 pounds, weighs the tree down. Oh, well. So, yeah, that's the way it goes sometimes. Got to find a spot for it. Got to find the spot on the tree with the most fucking girth and strength to support that sumbitch, and that's got to be there. And it sounds like it's got to be a presentation piece. It's not one you can just put on the side. That's got to be a presentation right in the center of the tree thing. I want to give you shit for disrespecting Thanksgiving, but happy life is the truth. Well, think about it, man. When you really think about it, Christmas is a season, right? You get the tree, you go see the lights, you start watching the movies, you start reading the books to the kids. It's a whole season, and there's a build up to it, and you tell your kid to be good so Santa will come, and you take the kid to get the picture with Santa, and you do all these things. It's a whole season. Thanksgiving doesn't really have that. It's a good day. You get to eat a whole lot of food. You get to watch a bunch of football. You get to be a fat, lazy piece of shit. But there's no build up to Thanksgiving. There's no activities to do to build up the spirit for Thanksgiving. You just wake up, you go to the family's house, you eat a bunch of fucking food, you watch football, you go to sleep, and then you eat leftovers for a couple days. I'm choosing to allow my wife to have the Christmas magic build up early. I'm choosing to allow that in my household because I'm a man that likes to see smile on the faces of the two girls that are the most important in my life. There's a little boy in there cooking, though. My son's in the belly cooking. He's going to take my side. We're going to get a little bit more of an even number here in the house. But for now. Okay, this is for the show stuff. This happened. Bengals defensive end McKinley Jackson has requested a trade or release, a source told ESPN. So we've got another trade request. We've got another guy that wants out of Cincinnati, and he's fucking healthy scratched all the time. So whatever. Who cares? So yeah, McKinley Jackson has requested a trade or release. We do not do Elf on the Shelf with Aubrey. Aubrey would probably just beat the elf up. And we're probably not committed enough to. Oh shit, I just spilled water on my computer. I don't have a fucking towel. Holy shit. Microphone hit the computer. God damn. This is a disaster. We're bringing up old comments and shit. Oh no. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know what keys I'm going to hit in this situation. Trying to save my fucking computer. Music is now playing. I don't know why that's the case. Let's try to fucking cancel that. Holy fuck. What a fucking terrible time for that to happen. I got a towel. Shout out. Holy fuck. That was terrible timing. I think I might have saved it though. I think I got it before anything important got fucking. I don't know, if you hear a big loud pop and the feed ends, I guess you just know that my computer just fucking ate shit. Went to fucking hell. What did I do with my phone in that scenario? Yeah, so don't have the graphic obviously, but McKinley Jackson wants a trade. Sources tell Ben Baby, who's a noted big fan of me and Ron. But yeah, what do you get out of McKinley Jackson, right? $50 in an envelope. I will say, when I see McKinley Jackson requests a trade, I'm not shell shocked and oh my God, what are we going to do? Because the guy can't make the active game day roster. But I am starting to think, second guy in a week that wants to get the fuck out of here. Are these coaches pissing these people off? Are we losing the locker room? So you think about it. Logan Wilson requests a trade. McKinley Jackson requests a trade or release. Mike Pennell just requested his release and was granted his release. So it's like, is Al Golden pissing these dudes off? Are these dudes fucking done with Zach Taylor? Now I get it. Wilson got benched. Jackson can't seem to make the game day roster. But it's like, what's going on? Why are so many people wanting to get the fuck out of here right now? And it starts to make you wonder. You see Zach in his presser last week after the game. He's a little snappy. I need somebody to make a play. I'm looking for somebody to step up. He's cutting off reporters. He sounds agitated. Are these coaches losing the locker room? Is that too much to? Is that too crazy to think and question at this point? I mean, we got guys wanting out of here left and fucking right. Doubling down with the water. Yeah, I got to keep drinking, dude. Thirsty. Yeah, that's what we're on right now. Yeah. Hey. This guy's available. He can't be active for the worst defense in football. You guys want him? Phone's on. Call Duke. Talk to him. Let him know. So a guy that got benched wants out, rotational whatever defensive tackle wants to get released and goes back to Kansas City. And now a guy on a rookie contract is like, get me the fuck out of here? It's just a little bit weird. It's just a little bit weird. I'd be looking to leave after you bench the person I voted as a captain. Yeah. And people are like, but Barrett Carter's faster. Yeah, Barrett Carter is faster. And I've also watched Barrett Carter miss 475 tackles last week. So it feels to me like everybody's saying, get me the fuck out of town. And no, these aren't star players. These aren't cornerstone players. These aren't anything. But you also had that Trey. Hey, pay me or fucking trade me. And I hear the phone's ringing on Trey again. I hear the Colts are calling. I hear the Niners are calling. I hear the Bengals could be offered as much as a second-round pick for Trey Hendrickson. And so far, they've said not trading him, don't care, wasting your time. But I don't know. But you look at, Logan Wilson, benched. Is he faster than Barrett Carter? No. But when he was in the game on Sunday, he was showing Barrett Carter and Demetrius Knight where to fucking line up. We have a situation where the defense is struggling to know where to fucking line up. And we're benching captains. That's what we're doing. Now, I will say when Logan Wilson was on the field Sunday, didn't have his best day. Wasn't the best game you see out of Logan Wilson. But fuck. If we lose to the Bears, Trey's gone. I think that they probably should really take a look at that. Logan had a 29 PFF grade in the Jets game. I think PFF grades are so much bullshit. And this isn't me saying that Logan Wilson had a great game Sunday because I know that he didn't. But the PFF grading process and grading system is so fucking flawed and weird. And how do you know for sure what a player's assignment is here? I just don't fucking identify with it. I don't take that as my end all be all. I think PFF is very, very good at stats. I think they're very, very good at recording things like pressure rates and things that matter. But the grading process of a player for PFF, I think, is dumb as fuck. That's not to say that Logan Wilson played his ass off because he didn't, but I just can't imagine it being worse than what we've seen out of Demetrius Knight and Barrett Carter. And I was trying with Barrett Carter on Sunday. He started off very, very hot. He was making great splash plays at the beginning of the game, and then it all just fell apart. And yes, Logan Wilson has looked bad in real life too. I wouldn't say he looked like dog shit, but I think that he's looked better than what you're getting out of Barrett Carter, save for the first quarter of Sunday's game before everything fell apart. I don't know how much respect they're losing they're losing from the locker room for benching Logan Wilson. I don't think that that's a big thing. I don't think Logan Wilson is a guy that is going to try to pull some of his guys in his favor in the locker room. I don't think he's going to do that. So I don't think that is why they're maybe losing the locker room. But it certainly feels like when you have 3 dudes in a week saying "get me the fuck out of here," you start to wonder like, what is going on in there? Why do so many people? I understand it's not been great, but it's not like they're a 1-17 like the Jets. They're a team that still has a chance to go on a run and maybe get back in this thing. And guys are just saying, "Hey, get me the fuck out of here." So I think that's something that you definitely have to consider. You have to wonder why that's happening. You have to wonder why you get 3 dudes in a week trying to get out of there. One of them is on a rookie contract. McKinley Jackson, 4th round pick, I believe, something like that, 2 years ago. I don't know. Let's see what the Twitter timeline has to say. I know we're supposed to, because they're not playing and believe they would play somewhere else. Well, Mike Pennell was getting snaps. What's McKinley Jackson doing in practice that makes Al Golden think that the 4th round pick can't make the active game day roster? I mean, I know why people request trades. I'm just saying the timing of this whole thing seems a little bit weird. I don't know who Bear Mysterio is, but he just followed me on Twitter. What is the timeline saying about this McKinley Jackson thing? Oh, looks like I need to get off here. My kid sounds like she is pissed upstairs. Pennell thought he was coming to a contender and now knows better. Maybe that is it. Maybe that is it. But he was active. He was playing snaps, but he's not. Maybe Kansas City does have a bigger role for him, because it seemed like Chris Jones was like, "Hey, we should probably get that guy back," and then they got cut. He got cut, and he went straight back to Kansas City. Maybe that is the case. Maybe they have a larger role carved out for him there. That's completely fine. But I don't think it's off base to say maybe is there an issue with the locker room and what these players think is what I'm thinking. But yeah, what makes them think Jackson could be any worse than what they're already putting out there? Michigan man, Chris Jenkins, love him to death. Not seeing him pop off the tape. Not seeing him move the needle in the middle. BJ Hill, like him a lot. Got a contract. Got 2 contracts really since they signed him. Not really blowing me away in the middle. Nobody is. Nobody on the defensive line is. So, yeah, what's so wrong with McKinley Jackson that he can't be added into the mix? And he was getting, healthy scratched in favor of Mike Pennell for pretty much the whole season. Is it Pennell? I don't know. Pennell, what the fuck ever. It doesn't matter. He's a fucking Chief now, so who cares? My kid sounds frustrated upstairs. I should go be an active participant and father in her life. So I'm going to do that. This show will be live for all other viewers tomorrow at 10 a.m. And it will be a Tuesday game recap show, hopefully recapping a win against the Chicago Bears and maybe talking about the path to get this thing back on the right track and maybe sneak into the playoffs. Appreciate you, Darth. Houday, back to you, my boy. Peace out, John, you mediocre fucking scumbag. I love you all. We'll see you on Tuesday. Houday.
Your boys are ready to go. You already know. Grab a garage beer, let's flow. No filter needed. Beers getting deleted. It's the Cincy Unfiltered show. Let's go. Our boys are ready to go. Our boys are ready to go. You already know. Grab a garage beer, let's flow. No filter needed. Beers getting deleted. It's the Cincy Unfiltered show. Let's go.